I'm the king of the teensies! No, I'm the king of the teensies! No, I'm the king of the teensies! No, I'm king of the teensies! Oh, hello everyone! Artemio the Violent Wizard here, and today we are continuing Rayman Origins. Last time we cleared up everything we could do in the second world of the game, the Desert of Didgeridoos. And today we will be heading off into the next world of the game. Yeah, I know it's been a little while since the last session. I've just been pretty busy with work this week, but thankfully my schedule's gonna be a bit lighter going forward, so hopefully we'll get some more sessions in next week. But for today, the characters we're gonna be playing as are gonna be the teensies. Specifically this guy here, though there are quite a few different teensy variants that you can play as in this game, especially as you make some more progress with getting Electoons to unlock all of them. So yeah, moving on from the desert, we have a new land to explore, specifically Gourmand Land. Which is certainly an area that's going to have a lot of fun stuff for us to do. Trust me when I say, this is probably going to be one of the better worlds of the game that we are going to be seeing here. So let's head off into the first area, Polar Pursuit. So, our new characters that we are going to get to play as here, they are notably a lot smaller than Rayman and Glowbox, and because of that, there's gonna be, I generally feel like these characters don't have as much range compared to the others, but they are still pretty capable, as we are going to see in this adventure here. We'll definitely be playing as these guys quite a bit, so we'll have plenty of time to get to show off what they're capable of. Since they're obviously smaller than Rayman and Glowbox, they have to compensate for their smaller size, by being able to use magic, which you can see with their attacks, which is quite handy. It's definitely a pretty interesting race. They originally appeared in Rayman 2, The Great Escape, and they had a pretty interesting role in that game, where they serve as the guardians to the various portals to take you to and from all the different worlds in the game. And these guys are just pretty fun in general, especially with one of the... Oh, come on. I was trying to jump up to these guys so we can get some more Lums. That's clearly not working out for us. Please. Ow. Okay, we're gonna have to redo this part again. Don't worry, I'll eventually get through this. But yeah, teensies were certainly an interesting addition to the series. So after Rayman 2, they would kind of be very important figures, where they would just be various NPCs that you would need to rescue. Kind of being like a form of collectible that you would need to get in certain areas, which is pretty fine, all things considered. Oh, come on. There we go. Now we're bouncing on these bozos. Oh, missed out on a coin there. Oh, that is very bad that we missed out on that. Because that is a lot of Lums that we have. Let's get there. Yes, you can probably tell right now I'm definitely a little bit out of practice because it's been a couple days since we last played. So I haven't really talked too much about this world and all the stuff we can do here. So obviously this is an ice area. We're going to be slipping and sliding all over the place, and that was pretty gross what we just saw there with that guy. But yeah, the ice around here, you'll be slipping all over the place, and can make it a little tricky to navigate these areas every now and then. But it does give you some opportunities to really get some distance if you manage to get enough momentum going. So there's definitely the ups and downs to the physics around here. Certainly does make traveling around this area pretty dynamic, I want to say. Oh man, the moment you realize I got forked. Yeah, sorry about that joke. We missed out on that Lum. We'll be fine. Like I said before, I'm not too worried about getting all the Lums in this adventure, but it would be nice, you know, just to get as many as we can. Be careful not to get crushed there. Alright, so this part we got these little piranha guys we gotta watch out for in this red juice. So yeah, instead of water here, all of the different water sources around here are various types of juice, which is definitely fitting with the theming of this area. How we're in this big icy place that's also very much associated with food. Like we have all of these different fruits serving as obstacles and stuff here. Quit drooling on me! Oh no, we got another nymph in trouble. So we gotta chase her down and free her from the cruel clutches of that dark toon. Whoop. A little careful, buddy. Alright, looks like we're missing out on another coin there. It's not too good. We'll get this guy soon. So we see that this guy is able to shrink himself in order to escape to areas where we can't reach him. This gives you a bit of a hint as to what we can expect from the new ability we're going to get here. Let's grab that coin. Just propel ourselves off of that umbrella, and we should be good. You can see another coin there, and let's blast you. Tasty! Power to change size! Ah! Use any funnel shape or those things to change our size. So now we have gained the ability to shrink down depending on which area we are in, which is certainly a very neat power to have. So yeah, anytime you're in these little sections where you can... I can hear something. It's probably on the other side of this door. Yep. So anytime you can find a suitable area, you can shrink, enabling you to travel to all sorts of different spots. Which will be very handy for trying to get to secrets and the like. Let's blast away these dark monsters and free the Electoons. So, the nymph that we just rescued and gave us the shrinking ability, her name is Edith Up, which is a very nice pun considering the theming of this area, how it's very food-based. Yep, I certainly like the punny names that they have going on in this game. So, being small definitely has a lot of different perks. When you can go down into these small spaces, which can be very nice for navigating through some of these areas. But you also got a bit of an interesting dash that you're able to do while you're in the air. It's definitely a pretty cool new feature we have. Now get out of the piranhas! Oh boy, I can definitely tell that this area is going to have a pretty significant change to the difficulty here compared to what we have seen before. I did say before that this game can get quite difficult, and
we're definitely gonna see a lot of that in this world. Alright, so the coin is heading down there. Oh, come on, really? Hey, got another thing for us? No. And we are just losing so many opportunities to get Lums here. It's annoying. Alright, so want to wait for this umbrella to get over here because we can actually hang on to the lower part of you. So we can grab all the goodies there. Alright, that just has a heart. So we don't need to worry too much about that. Then we got this coin to get. Yeah, that one is going to be tricky. So definitely going to see a lot of these moments throughout the adventure. Whew, there we go. Grab that coin. Yeah, what I want to say before involving the teensies, there is one particular gag that I really like from Rayman 2. So, the lore with the teensies is that these guys actually have a monarchy. However, they've actually forgotten who the true king of the teensies is. And so, these guys are just kind of arguing amongst themselves to try and figure out which one of them is the king. And eventually they come to a compromise where they eventually just start taking turns, and one teensy will just take the crown from the previous king, and then he'll be the king for a little bit. It's a pretty fun little running joke from Rayman 2. Definitely gives a lot of layers to these guys. They are definitely quite the eccentric bunch. And have definitely had a pretty good presence in the series since then. Like in Rayman 3, those guys have a lot of funny moments. With just so many bits of dialogue that are just very humorous with these guys. They have a lot of fun quotes. In fact, I believe there is a Blue Sky account that's dedicated to, like, coming up with screenshots of different lines of dialogue that the teensies could say. So that's pretty fun. Yeah, we missed out on a lot of opportunities to get Lums here, so I'm gonna have to return to this level at a future time if I want to get some more Electoons for progress. Well, I guess this is what I get for being so out of practice here. We'll be fine. So we have made good progress with that level, and we unlocked a new character in the Snoring Tree. So I believe we now have access to the Princess Teensy. So we also have Teensies that are based on Rayman and Glowbox. You can see that those guys are fans. And yet we got ourselves a Princess Teensy here, complete with her having cleavage. Actually, don't recall if there are that many female teensies in the series. But anyway, moving on to the next area, dashing through the snow. So we'll definitely have a lot more challenges to face in this icy area. I can see there's a little space down there we could slip into if we shrink ourselves down, which we should be able to if we go over here. So we're able to shrink down, and then we should be able to go in here and grab another coin. Very good. That is definitely a pretty nice secret they put there. Oh, come on. Whoa, that's a lot of Lums there. Okay, can we slip in here to grab those guys, please? Whoa, careful. Careful, Your Majesty. Woo! Oh, I love these butler guys with the plates that you can use as platforms. Oh yeah, this area is quite neat. So It's got all these ice blocks that you're able to smash in order to grab teensies. I mean, in order to grab the Lums. But you gotta be careful because you can also end up crashing into the... Well, you could cause the... What am I trying to say here, buddy? Yeah, so sometimes you can cause, like, the cans and stuff to fall on top of you, which can be pretty bad. Alright, I have a good feeling that there's something over here we should be able to grab. Alright, if we head over here, we actually need to use this guy's bubble in order to get to an area. So as long as you are standing on top of the bubble, it will sink down. So you got to jump in order to lift it up. And if you time those jumps properly, you can get up to a secret area like this. Oh, we actually have a bonus shooting section we can do here. So yeah, sometimes you got these mosquito segments that are in a bonus area that you gotta go through. And this one is definitely moving very fast, you want to be careful. This part here, we got to just smash all the ice and try to ricochet our shots so that they strike these guys. Can definitely be a little tricky if you're not accustomed to this. But there we go. We're able to blast those guys down, and we saved us some more Electoons here. Very good. Alright, so let us move on. Oh, I guess that's another thing. If you're small, then some enemies will not be killed if you jump on them. You have to actually do an attack while you're small if you want to actually do some damage. Alright, so that guy just made us big. So wanna grab onto that umbrella and drop down to grab those guys. Ooh, that could definitely be tricky. Alright, this part we gotta carefully... No, not do that, apparently. Sorry. Damn, we just launched ourselves over there. Alright, grab those bonus Lums. We need... Grab you. Then let's drop down here. Not like that. Stay still. There we go. Woo! Alright. So this part, we gotta be careful. Oh, come on. I was trying to attack up at that part. Just wouldn't let me for whatever reason. Whee! We'll eventually get this, don't worry. And I was almost worried that we were going to spend too much, well, that we would not be spending a lot of time in this world compared to some of the others. But yeah, this game does get difficult. There's going to be a lot of tricky challenges that you got to watch out for in the later stages of the game. Smash that, so we can get over here, and... blast you. There's another one up here we should be able to get. And I think that's all we need up here. Very good. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Hey. Oh yeah, you can also hit the butler guys in order to get them to in order to defeat them and also get their Lums. Yeah, I guess that's something else you could do here, sure. I believe there's some other things we can do if we get over this way. Yeah, those umbrellas also have Lums in them, so see if we can grab these. Whoa, careful. Alright, we grabbed all those. We can move on. Whew. Got all these guys up here. Not too bad. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, we just got wombo combo there. Whew. Alright, we should be good, though. Wow, made a big bubble. Alright, then we need to just sink down to get this coin. Thank you. So I believe there's something else we should be able to get over here. Ow! Woo! That was close. I'll just blast that guy, because I don't need to worry about you. Ooh, this part. This, we'll want to be careful. Yeah, there's a lot of ice blocks that we can strike in order to get Lums, but you gotta be careful of the cans in order to make sure you don't smash those guys and have them crush you. Luckily, we should have this in the bag here. Looks like there's a secret over here. Ooh. Oh yeah, we're not going to be able to handle these guys while we're small, so we got to increase our size, and we should be good. Bam. Boom. And pow. That wasn't too bad. Yeah, the shrinking ability is definitely an interesting one. I think they do a pretty good amount of puzzles that make use of this ability. You know what? I got a checkpoint from clearing that stage. We're just gonna take the hit. We can grab those guys. And looks like we're already at the end here. You know what I never got? So they call them butlers. But what exactly is the origin of that word? Like, they don't buttle. It's definitely an interesting word, you know? At the very least, we did a pretty good run of that level. Managed to get a lot of Lums, so I think we actually got this. Yep, we did a very good run there. And I know I said this before, but it's pretty interesting that the magician had his design changed so that now he is a teensy. Because in the original Rayman game, the magician had an appearance that was more similar to a... It was very similar to Rayman. So I believe we got a new character, so let's go check out what we have here. I'm gonna be mostly playing as teensies in this session. Ooh, we got this sparkly wizard guy. Very nice. Oh, and it looks like we got the Teensy King is going to be our next character. So that gag I did at the start of this session is going to be a lot more fitting. Ooh, so we'll be able to get this after one more level, I believe. Now we head to Piping Hot. So this is where things are going to really shake up in Gourmand Land. in a very interesting way. Let's head into the icy tunnel here. Got ourselves another section. Got to blast through the ice to get where we need to go. Alright. Smash there. Grab those guys. Wanna grab these. Very good. Just want to be very careful while we're doing this. Okay, I think we're good. That should be everything we can get in this room. Let's move on. Just gotta make sure we grab that king as we fall down. But yeah, things are definitely heating up for us. We have descended from the ice into a very hot-looking area. So yeah, this part of Gourmand Land is definitely very cool. Going from like an icy stage to this boiling hot kitchen area. So we even got these chef guys who are going to be breathing fire at us. So I love this big cheese souffle that's rising and falling from the pot. Yeah, there's just a lot of cool theming to this area. It's definitely why this is my favorite theme out of all the different areas in the game. Just does a very cool way of thematically taking an area based around food and having it also associated with the different elements. How we started with an ice area that was very fruity, and now we got to this boiling hot area where they're actually cooking food. And it obviously has a bunch of fire hazards. This is a very well thought out portion of the game. I love it so much. And the environments just, God, they look so good. How this area is a lot more mechanical since this is a big kitchen that we are exploring. And it's also pretty festive. I'd say this area has kind of a Latin feel to it, especially with the music. Just is so good with the guitars. It sounds amazing. And we even got piñatas. Ow. Pesky dark tunes. Nah, we'll be good. So we can grab Lums by smashing the piñatas. So I don't believe we can actually attack those guys, so I'm not even gonna bother. So let's knock you down so we can grab that coin. Get out of here, you. Definitely makes you wonder, if this area is a big kitchen, who is preparing all of this food and for what purpose? Alright, now this part, we got these little corn kernels that we can knock down into the fire, turning them into popcorn platforms. Again, making excellent use of the theming in this place. And smash that big guy dead. We even got a big tube of fire that we can use to heat up that pot. So that allows us to grab these guys. Very nice. Bam! Yeah, I love this area. The level transitioning from a very hot place to a very... No, transitioning from a cold place to a very hot place. It's just awesome. I love this stage so much. And it's only gonna get crazier from here, believe me. So we can slip into here to access another bonus. Oh, this part. So we got these areas where these forks will launch out at you if you get into the line of fire from these Ow! Damn it. Alright, let's try that again. Yeah, definitely pretty interesting, this section with the forks. It kind of reminds me of Quickman's stage from Mega Man 2. Bam! Well, we got most of those guys in one hit. And yeah, we did pretty good with beating those guys. So yeah, they definitely play up with the food theming of this area very well. I love it so much. These guys are real hotheads. So let's get these guys to cool down. With death. Alright, I think that's everything we can get over there. So let's just ride down these big chili peppers. Let's grab this guy. Aw, man, are we gonna miss out on another coin? Yeah, definitely seems like it. Yeah, I made some pretty good progress. I can afford to miss something. This part is tricky just because of all the different paths that you can take from these railings here. Or just the chains of hot peppers. We missed out on a coin over here. Nope, we can just barely grab it, avoiding those waves of fire. Yeah, this area is definitely something. Now, Rayman 2 definitely has its fair share of fire areas, like especially with the two of the big sanctuaries that you need to go to in order to get the masks of Palakis. Besides that, ow. Really? Not too familiar with different fire levels in the series, but alright, this part is pretty fun. You need to knock that guy down in order to lower that platform, thus taking care of the enemies. That's pretty clever. And that takes care of another level. Definitely one of the more fun areas that we have been to. And like I said before, the theming is so amazing. And like I said before, the difficulty is definitely going to be ramping up in this adventure. And trust me when I say, we're not even halfway through the game. At the very least, we're going to unlock a new stage we can do here. So before we go talk to Edith, let's go see if we can try this out. Sink or swim? Well, let's try our best. Alright, gonna be chasing a chest through this icy wilderness. So this one's gonna be pretty interesting given the ice physics of this place. I'm gonna be concentrating here, so my commentary may be a little lax. Wow, first try! Very good! That one wasn't too bad. I love the Teensy just leaning against the skull tooth. That's a fun little visual. So that takes care of our third chase level. Definitely pretty good making progress on getting those teeth. But We still got a lot more to do before we're at the end of this journey. We can rebuild the bridge thanks to the Electoons. Alright, so let's help out Edith in mending the rift. Way to go! You saved enough Electoons to repair the path and reach a new world at last! Alright, so we got these Electoons forming these snake-like platforms that we can ride on. It's definitely pretty helpful there. Hey, come on. Need to grab these guys. So I think we don't have to worry too much about... Ow. Hey! Alright, that's just a dick move game. A dick move indeed. Wow. I thought you guys were supposed to be good. Alright, we did pretty good grabbing those. Now we move on. At this point, not sure if we got all the Electoons in this stage. It's a pretty short one, at least. Yeah, we're just shy of being able to get all of the Electoons here. And all because I got caught in the stupid chain, which shouldn't have happened. I love this game, but boy, does it have its moments that make you go, really? At the very least, we mended the rift, and we managed to get 69 Electoons. Yeah, might as well just say it. Aim for the eel! Got ourselves another flight stage, obviously. So let us ride. Pretty interesting way to end our journey here in Gourmand Land. So got this very festive music playing as we just blast our way through all of these fire hazards and enemies. Definitely a good way to end things here. So I quite enjoyed our time in Gourmand Land, but trust me, we got a lot more we gotta worry about. And we'll definitely see a lot more of this kind of theming eventually on our journey. But we'll worry about that later. Now let's just blast the rest of these bozos out of here. Ow. So you gotta be careful to make sure you hit as many... just try to hit as many chains of enemies as you can, because that is necessary to grab all of the Lums that you can get in this stage. Get those guys out of here. Let's grab our king. Woo! A lot of good stuff there. Oh, look at that big guy here. Oh, so yeah, that is bad. We got ourselves crushed. God, what's supposed to do with that portion? I have ideas. So we can suck up a big chain of enemies, which is very nice. That could be a good strategy to do in this area. You gotta be very quick in order to grab that. Yeah, I was too slow. Yeah, that's my fault. We'll try this again. Gotta be quick. Blast these guys away. And the pinata to grab all that. Forget about that guy. Yeah. Now we got knives. Knife to see you. Woo. It's got some ice blocks that we can break around here. So I guess they've been using the ice from the upper section in order to use that for their cooking. Quite interesting. And again, it fits the theming of this area very well. Be careful with those fireballs. So not much further we have left of this section. I love that. The pepper, when you kill it, it makes the Wilhelm scream. Oh boy. But with that, we have made it out of Gourmand Land. We find ourselves in a new area to explore. So over here, we got ourselves a new foe to fight. Got this giant eel with these big electric nodes coming off its body. So this part, you just got to blast out its weak points and smash it apart. And you want to be quick about this, because this segment will not go on forever. Just try to blast the eel as much as you can. Up here it comes again. This should be the final stretch here. Just hit its butt as much as you can. And there we go. We blasted that eel to pieces. To shreds, you say. And there we go. Ending off our journey in Gourmand Land. And we got ourselves some exciting new sights before us. Yeah. Just shy of getting the medal by like 5 lums. We still made some pretty good progress, so it's all good. So with that, we've cleared up most of the things we can do in Gourmand Land. And we just unlocked a new character. So we got ourselves a new area we'll be able to go to, the Sea of Serendipity. But I think that'll be something we're going to save for the next session. Yeah, for the time being, I want to keep these Rayman streams a bit on the brief side. We're not going to be doing this for every session, but eventually we should be getting close to a point where I want to try and aim for longer sessions, but we're going to wait on that for a little bit. But for now, we can properly be crowned as the Teensy King. Oh, Grand Minimus! Keeper King of the Teensy Kinder! How's it tickling? Sorry, that's all I can remember. So yep, now we can fully be a Teensy King. And apparently the leader of the Teensy is actually named Minimus. Yeah, I did not know that fact. But we made some pretty good progress with this, and it actually looks like we got about 5 more characters to unlock. Pretty nice. But given what we still have ahead of us, yeah, we definitely have a lot more we gotta worry about, and we'll definitely get started on that in the next session. But for now, we managed to get through Gourmand Land and open the path up to the Sea of Serendipity. So this is going to be where we're going to call it for today. So we should be back in Rayman Origins next week. We'll be taking on a new world and all the trials ahead of us. Until next time, have a good day and take care.